Hello and welcome back to another session, Conceptual Data Model. So in the previous chapters, we learned about what is data modeling and what are the different types of data modeling. So in this topic, you're going to learn about the conceptual model in detail. The main aim of this model is to establish the entities, their attributes, and the relationships. In this data modeling level, there is hardly any detail available of the actual database structure. All right, what are the three basic tenets of data models? The three basic tenets of data models are entity, the attribute, and relationship. What is entity then? So entity is nothing but it's a real world thing. It can be your business, academics info, or any other thing which is from real-time environment or real-time business. What is attribute then? It's a characteristics or the properties of an entity. This can be the product price, inventory count, sales price for each product. And the third entity is relationship. Dependency or association between the two entities. So how to relate between these two entities or three entities or four entities is nothing but the relationship, basically how they are related together. All right, so if I explain this with an example, that makes more sense for you. So what is that an example? So customer and products are the two entities because customer itself, though customer and product belongs to the same business area, but customer itself is one of the entity and the product is another entity. Customer number and the name are attributes of the customer entity. Please pay attention. The customer number from customer side and the name of the customer name are the attributes from the customer entity. Similarly, the product name and the product price are the attributes from the product entity. So, sale is the relationship between customer and the product. So, these two are connected by the sales called the relationship. So, as you can see here in this, right, this customer and the product are the two entities. The entities are here. And customer name and the customer number are the attributes from customer entity, and product name and product price are the attributes from the product entity, and sale is the relationship. With the help of the sale data, we are going to connect between the customer name and the product name. So if you query the database, right, with the help of this kind of the entity attribute relationship, so you can get an information about which customer and which customer number, okay, has purchased a product A at what price, because sale is the relationship here. So this is called as basically the conceptualization of data model. So next, look at what are the characteristics of a conceptual data model. First, it offers organization-wide coverage of the business concepts. So what does this mean? So this basically takes into account of data from all the departments within an organization, because more the data, better the decisions. See, now the data is playing as a currency in your business. So based on the data, the top, the leadership management in the company are making decisions which helps in tactical and strategical decisions. So second one is this type of data models is designed and developed for a business audience. So here the business aspects are highlighted more since the business stakeholders are heavily involved in this phase. So like I already mentioned in what is conceptual model in my previous topic, so we know that the business stakeholders and the architects are involved in this phase. So it's more of a business oriented. The third option, the conceptual model is developed independently of technical details. So that means the conceptual model is basically independent of information like hardware specifications, When I say the hardware specifications is something like data storage capacity, location or software specifications like DBMS vendor and technology. Here, the focus is represent the data as a user will see it in the real world. That means you're not going to get into the details of technical aspects of the modeling. You're restricting yourself from the business perspective. So here the technical aspects are basically not discussed. So the conceptual data models known as the domain models create a common vocabulary for all the stakeholders by establishing the basic concepts and the scope. So please note that in the conceptual model, you're not getting into the details of technical criticality or complexity. Here strictly the architects who are of course from the technology, but they are at the higher level, and they would discuss with the business stakeholders in order to decide how my data modeling should be constructed in terms of conceptual data modeling, in terms of conceptually. Hope you understood what is conceptual data model, and I will see you in the next interesting chapter. Thank you.